My name is Danis Pelmore, and welcome to This Bullshit with Danis. So, I wanted to come on here today and talk with you about navigating social media without losing your damn mind. You say, why did I pick this topic? Well, what I've noticed over the course of time is that some people have had some issues navigating social media. And I say that from the standpoint of they get on social media and they allow social media to influence how they move, what they do, where they go, who they talk to, how they interact with their families. Some of the problems that I've noticed and what I've seen has come from the way that people who have average lives want to live above average lives. And I say that from the standpoint of I'm all for people going for theirs. Get yours. That's absolutely it. I want you to go out there, make your money, do your thing. Don't let social media dictate how you move, what you say, and what you do. You've seen examples on social media where people have put so much stuff out there that they get robbed. They'll put out there when they're on vacation, they're balling out in Jamaica, they're balling out in some island. And while they're doing that, doing all these postings, people are out there robbing their house. They're breaking into their things. Also, if you're going to do some of these things, keep some of that stuff to yourself. You don't have to share that with the world. And the reason why I'm so big on this is because what happens is you get the illusion that you're living a lifestyle that you really ain't living. People get on social media and they look and say they see other folks doing things. They want to travel. They want to go out here and ball out. They want to show off these bodies. There's a lot of people out there who I'm not body shaming, but maybe should be cautious as to how they appear out there. I see a lot of folks that want to get into relationships. Well, being an older, seasoned veteran that I am, I don't want to see everything that you got out there. Don't show me your entire body. Just give me bits and pieces. Don't tease me and show me everything. Let my imagination wander. Let my imagination figure you out. And that's how most guys think. But if you're just putting it out there, there's some cats that's just like, well, hell, if I can see it and you're showing me, the rest of the world can see it. That's where I'm saying that you're losing your damn mind on social media. Or how about if you want to have multiple streams of income, do it. That's fine. If you want to be a social influencer and that's what you do, cool. Go out there and be that influencer. But there's a lot of people that ain't influencing anything. They're just sitting on cameras, just smiling, looking, but not doing anything. But they're out there for the likes. They're out there to get the attention. One of the things that I've always run across that I think is really, really messed up is like nowadays, people look and say, oh, I posted something about my kid for their birthday. You didn't like it. So is it that you don't like me? You don't like my kids? You don't like my family? And sometimes some of us just don't click likes. Some of us don't even get out there and look for it. I might be looking for something else, see your page, like, oh, today is such and such birthday, and keep on scrolling. It's not about the likes. It's not about me responding to that. But people look for those hearts. They look for those likes. They look for those forwards or the reposts. Come on, fam. This is not how you live life. We're not based on that. I know I grew up in the era, late 70s, early 80s, where we didn't have social media. Thank God we didn't, because some of the stuff we did, my God, we'd be ostracized today out there in the world just because of what we've posted and what we've done and stuff like that. Growing up in the 80s, I know I did things that society will look upon and say, man, that's taboo. You should not be doing that. You shouldn't talk like that. Or maybe you should have been in jail for stuff like that. That today society looks upon differently. So I'm glad that we didn't have these methods and means back in the day. But as I gotten older, I'm more private now. I keep a few more things to myself. Am I a social butterfly? Absolutely. Do I post all my social stuff? Absolutely not. I post certain things, but I don't post everything. And the reason being is that it's none of your damn business. That's my business, but I'm not trying to share it with the world. And so I keep it that way. And I talk to my family about that, talk to my kids about that. I have one child, he's heavy into social media. That's his thing. He's making his money doing his acting and his music. Totally get it. You do you. I have another child. She's nice and quiet. She posts a couple of things, but you ain't going to find out what she got going on. That girl might be to town 4 or 5 times. You wouldn't even know it. And my other child, she'll post here and there. She watches a few things, but she's smart enough to know I got to keep this private. So when I talk to my family, they understand these are the things that we do for us. We keep those things to ourselves. And I'm advising you to do the same. You don't need to be out there flashy. Don't be flashy. Be low key, be cool, be smooth. What makes a person a mystery is how smooth are they? How laid back are they? Do they make me wonder about you? You know, keep the world guessing about you. Don't give the world away because that's where we're at. We're in this now society of clicks and likes and posts, and we give the game away. The game is to be kept to yourself. Share bits and pieces here, watch, observe, listen, learn, look, and all that good stuff. Don't get me wrong, on social media, I learn a lot about things that you might not even know I'd be interested in. So I go out there and I get hints and tips about things, where to shop at, how to grow flowers, if you're into that, into your gardens, if you're doing gardening, how to store fruit, how to improve your health. But and I might share some of those things, but I'm not out there showing you everything else. Now, when I'm doing public service work, when I'm doing stuff to help the community, it's something for an accomplishment for one of my family members, we're going to rock with that. I'm cool with that. But I'm not out here flaunting every time I'm traveling. You're not going to know because I don't want you to know. So I'm just giving you hints and tips. Don't let social media lose your damn mind. Just because superstars are doing it and those that are spending 8, 9 hours on social media to get their checks because this is how they do things, that's one thing. Those are those influencers. I'm cool. Are you selling a product? Are you pushing some things that's out there to say, hey, come take a look at this? Cool, I get that. But to the average everyday user, please don't. Please stop. Just keep that stuff to yourself. Now, as I want to go into the next segment of what I talk about, let's talk about it is what it is. Right now, with the way that the world is going, and I tell everyone, I'm big into politics. Most people know that. Most people know I watch and listen and observe and stuff. And I'm going to tell you right now, the way that the world's going, right now, it is what it is. There's going to be some things that happen, but I want you to take a step back and observe and watch. Being in the minority that we've been in, we've had our fair share of ups and downs and being picked on and used and all that good stuff. Right now, it is what it is. We just need to sit back and chill out and just let the world come to us. Let's just see what happens and where things are going and how things play itself out. That's where we're at right now. Let those things slide. Let those things manifest in their lives and everything. Let's just see where the world goes because the United States, we're feeling some pain, but we still ain't felt real pain. The rest of them ain't felt real pain. We, as a minority, have felt pain, but the rest of the world hasn't. So, right now, I say it is what it is. Are we going to be affected by the SNAP benefits being shut down? I don't think it's going to hurt as many folks as they intend for it to hurt. It's going to hurt the wrong group of people. That I agree. That I believe on. But our race, we have a way of just bouncing back and making things happen and making things kosher. So, you know what? We'll just roll with that. So, what I want to talk about is just some bullshit on how the holidays have come so fast and what people going to spend their money on. I am a firm believer that we do not need to spoil our kids rotten. Don't give your kids everything that you did not have in life. Because what I've noticed is these kids nowadays, they don't have the fight in them. They don't have the creativity in them. These kids are not out there in the streets anymore learning how to be creative on stuff. We got gifts, but we got necessity gifts when we were growing up. You got shoes, clothes, you got things that you needed to go through, that you needed to survive on, that our parents wanted us to have. Nowadays, we give our kids these Xboxes or whatever the new gaming system is, or hell, I've seen kids that's got telephones. I'm still astonished by how small some kids are with telephones and all these kids on these damn tablets. Man, make that shit make sense because that don't make no sense to me. Like, what happened to their creativity? Let me see a kid outside running around. And I get it that people don't pay attention when they're driving and stuff, but we learned how to cross the streets back in the days when the cars was even worse. We learned how to cross the street, ride our bike up and down the street, how to ride them around. We had to be in before the street lights was on, or be on the block when the street lights was on. Those days don't exist anymore. And I get that people are snatching kids and bullets fly here and there. But if you're living in some decent neighborhoods and stuff, let your kids go outside, make them go outside. Don't give them all these things that they need for Christmas or that you feel that they need because you didn't receive it. Because these kids are growing up entitled. And I swear, an entitled child is a spoiled child. And I'd be damned if I could deal with kids who come to me being spoiled and being entitled and trying to talk back and talk sassy and all that other stuff. That's some bullshit. So for this version and this episode of this bullshit, this is Danis Pelmore. These are my closing thoughts. Have a great day.